Twitch is not connecting. Getting a buffering error on YouTube, but nothing I can do about that. Still not connected on Twitch. Too many requests. Huh. Interesting. Close out some of these tabs here. What do I need? I need them all open. Don't need that one. I think it's time to switch the music up. The ad stuff is just Rumble. They don't pay you for it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. What do we got here? Let's see what else T-Soul is rocking. Click it, it doesn't do anything. Let's go to his Rumble channel. That's where the ads are. We can actually click the ads. But then again, I want to review some other stuff. Jay Dyer stuff. So we'll just go for that for now. We'll review some more music later. Let me write down what I'm doing. Well, 12. Today's 12. Shit, that's it. Damn it. 12, 2025. Uh, Jay Dyer. Dyer. Apologetics. Then we'll just go by ear. And I'm working on Dark Clam for the Twitchers. So let's do it. Whoa. Sorry about that. That's way too loud.
What you doing to me?
Wario, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Would, do you care to have a discussion or debate on the Tiktaalik and evolution topic?
Sure.
Okay. So when I was in college, I took some graduate.
I'm guessing this is going to have to do with dinosaurs. Oh, Jay Dyer debunks evolution. Yeah. Don't be alarmed. That was just my faucet alarm going on. Don't be alarmed. That was just my alarm. Oh, Twitch isn't streaming yet. We still gotta fix that. That's not good. Twitch, come on, connect. Connected. Is it gonna do it? Streamception in real time. Come on, is it gonna do it? Yes. I didn't even have to refresh the page, yo. That's awesome. Now I just gotta get the live now indicator working so that it comes on automatically. But the streamception works automatically. Alright, so that's darkclan.com. For everyone that doesn't know, if you're on Twitch, Dark Clam, I built it for you. This is the official OBTC Twitch stream viewer reward points. It's called Dark Clam. So darkclam.com is the website behind the points. And it mimics like the the IPO of the oh shit, took this picture down. The IPO of a cryptocurrency. In fact, it used to be an actual the website for an actual cryptocurrency, but the the guy who started that project abandoned it and let the domain name expire. So I took it, grabbed the graphics, rebuilt a website, made it into my Twitch rewards. What do you think about that? Anyways, that's what we're working on today. While we listen to Jay. Shoink. Oh, where is it? Right there.
Level biology courses, and
Ooh, uh-oh. Oh, no.
I talked to the guy who discovered Tiktaalik, and the thing I wanted to talk about was just like to go through and see how you
Jay's
sort of
funny.
address or like
Yeah,
deal with this sort of evidence.
Okay, what I think is that Tiktaalik is a bunch of different bones just crafted together. So, like at the bottom of a river or a lake or a pond or whatever, you can probably find like all kinds of bones, and then I could get creative and just craft them into, my own Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, how they do it, and you can respond and let me know what you think. But how they do it is they will look for the different stratigraphic layers of the rocks, so you can tell like this rock layer is at least different.
Yeah, you know that there's fossils, by the way, that extend between those layers, which refutes that whole narrative.
Well, I'm just going to finish the spiel first, but I just mean that there's stratigraphic layers, and they date them to certain eras, and you can disagree with the dating and so on, but that's how they like look for them and say they looked and they found at this layer we have what look like fossils that have feet or wrists, and then they said before that there's none, and then they look for the obviously the middle layer, and they go and they look for the fish there, or the wristed fish. And that's what they did. They go to someplace in Alaska and find it. And so you're saying, is your argument basically that when they find these fossils, they're just completely manufacturing them, like out of whole cloth?
No, I think they're finding things and they read their presuppositions about the dating into what they find. So they assume that, well, this was found in this layer and that must have been 11 million years ago. This is found in this layer, that must have been 50 million years ago.
Yeah.
So that's the assumptions that are baked into it. And all you need is a few examples of fossils that extend between those layers from one era that refutes that whole narrative. And if you read Genesis, Creation, Early Man, he mentions many of those. Other people have mentioned these too. This is kind of a well-known rebuttal. It's very similar to the arguments like about the Fly Geyser as well, right? The assumption is that, well, the Fly Geyser took 11 million years for that to form. That's the only way so that proves evolution. But it turns out everybody knows that the Fly Geyser formed within the last 60 years.
Sure.
Do you know what the Fly Geyser is?
I've seen. I saw a video that you posted about a geyser. I assume it's
it's at Burning Man. So if you go to Burning Man, it's right next to where the Fly Geyser is, which, according to the normal narrative, should have taken millions of years, but it did it within 60 years.
And then again, how do you address things like radiometric dating, the various kinds?
I don't address it because my critique of all the evolutionary stuff is from the domain of philosophy. So the dating methods are all baked in with the presuppositions of millions and billions of years. So for example, it's the same with like the light that comes to us from the far distant galaxies, right? The assumption is that those that light always that it began from some very far distance, and the assumption about the measurements assumes that far distance requires that the universe be billions of years old. But the problem is that, first of all, we don't actually know that the light wasn't always created, that it wasn't created with the light basically immediately hitting us. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like,
Just like the in situ light hypothesis or whatever.
the what?
Like it's created. I've heard that referred to as in situ light, where it's like created in place. So
Yeah,
like,
I didn't know the term.
yeah.
You're right. That's right.
I had another thing I was going to ask. Can't remember. So that's just your general. I was going to ask, like, when we are looking at something like a presuppositional, like apologetic worldview in general, does that put us into a bit of a ghetto with respect to the evidences? Like, because then if any evidence comes up with, I assume, what am I trying to say? It's kind of, you're assuming these presuppositions, but if some part of that breaks, like if the system breaks in some way, like if they discover life on other planets or something, doesn't that put you into a bit of a ghetto, or isn't that a bit of a problem? What do you think about that? Like,
First of all, no, I don't believe that it would ever be the case that life would be discovered on another planet. I mean, it'd be like saying, well, what happens if the Christian worldview is refuted? What would you do?
Sure.
It's basically asking that same type of question. So, I mean, you can pose those questions hypothetically, but it's a question of the nature of evidences and what exactly they show. So I think the strength of presuppositionalism is not to reject evidences, it's to reject evidentialism. And most of the modern evolutionary stuff that you're talking about in terms of the grand narratives, I'm not talking about adaptation and natural selection. I think those things are true, but that's not the same thing as the gigantic aeons assumption about, well, that's how we know that what happened a billion years ago, 100 million years ago, et cetera. That's the huge leap that is not justified by empirical evidence. That's why paradigms are prior to evidences. Evidences are always interpreted through the presuppositions of some paradigm. So if I have the presupposition of billions of years, that's going to actually, like rose-colored glasses, I'm going to read everything through the frames, through the lenses of billions of years and massive amounts of time. So anything I see is already pre-interpreted as, well, that rock layer, that, geological structure, that took billions of years, millions of years to form because, well, we know that to be the case because of this. But the problem is that what if the presuppositions for that paradigm of long spans of time are false? And the way that I could show that is to say, well, look at the limitations of empirical evidence. Empirical evidence doesn't tell you what happened a million years ago, a billion years ago, or even 1,000 years ago. You have to kind of construct it based on very limited pieces of data. And the problem with what you're hitting on in philosophy, the term is called the underdetermination of data thesis. So basically,
Sorry, could you say that again?
It's called the underdetermination of data thesis. So basically, you can have two different models. You could have, say, an evolutionary model, say an atheistic evolutionary model, and a creationist model. You can have pieces of data within the model or within the paradigm that both paradigms can explain. So in other words, data itself cannot tell you which paradigm or model is correct, hence underdetermination of data thesis. So in other words, we have to look at the paradigms themselves to see which paradigms are coherent and make evidences even possible before just stacking up a bunch of data to see, like, okay, well, who has more data and more research papers and peer review on their side? The reason that isn't going to matter is not because necessarily
What he's talking about is the same industry that Robert Maxwell invented.
peer review is false, although most peer review nowadays is admitted to be about 50% fraudulent or tampered with from the top of the establishment, from the Lancet down. It's not that peer review itself couldn't work, it's that the data is resting on a foundation of a paradigm that determines how to interpret the data. So it's very similar to like when Protestants say stuff like, well, the text just means what it says and it says what it means. And we respond by saying to the Protestant, no, the data is theory laden. There's no such thing as brute facts And again, all of the modern evidentialist scientism worldview, it's all evidentialist. None of them have the view that we have about paradigms, or what I have, right? So the paradigms mean that data, if I'm right, then data is theory laden. If they're right, data is self-interpreting brute factuality. And that's the root of the philosophical issue.
Okay. So when did they first assume that the world was this old? When did this paradigm like take hold? I'd like to, look it up, but I don't really know exactly when that happened.
Yeah, actually, I would argue probably ancient Hindu text is the first I'm aware of.
Okay.
And it's I think it's Erasmus Darwin. He was actually studying Hindu text, believe it or not, when he started.
Really?
Yeah, it's either him or T.H. Huxley. One of the two was really influenced by these Hindu texts, and that helped influence. Some have argued, I think there's a convincing case for this. The Collins brothers have this in their book. That influenced Darwin when he came up with these vast amounts of time. But it is literally the ancient Hindu worldview. So there's nothing actually new about it.
I was making that argument today that it does seem that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I'm trying to do is piece together the specific evidences, and it seems like sometimes both sides will use sort of just so stories to, explain some gap or some seeming. Because it seems like sometimes the creationist worldview is a bit like a Ptolemaic, astronomy system where you add these increasingly complex, principles to make your system work when there's a potentially more elegant solution.
Well, first of all, that's a fallacy. So how do we know that the quote more elegant one is the one that's more true? There's nothing that tells you necessarily that a more elegant one or even a simpler one is necessarily true.
Truth, beauty, and goodness go together. So elegance is like a form of beauty, and I would assume that that's the...
Okay, but that's all metaphysics, and no person who's in the domain of scientism is going to care about your metaphysical assumptions.
That's fair enough. So you're saying it's just not an issue to keep adding principles to make the system work?
I don't know that's what everyone does. That's what they do. Right. I would argue they do it way more so. I mean, look at punctuated equilibrium. That was added to make that thing work.
Yeah, there's lots of like the Cambrian explosion and the evolution of proteins. I mean, they're virtually mathematically impossible. And that's where you get the Hinduism, because then any probability is able to sort of recapitulate the whole Hindu. Like, if you have some probability of life forming, then they'll just take that and they'll just say, well, the universe is infinite, so we have infinite amount of time, and just keeps recycling. And that's obviously a Hindu presupposition.
Exactly. Yeah, that totally is. By the way, that's also a metaphysical assumption that they would have no way to justify. How do you know that the universe is infinite?
Yeah, the prima materia. Yeah. That's kind of that's sort of where I'm at. That's the things I'm thinking about. Okay, thank you.
No, these are great questions. I appreciate you calling in, War. Those are really great questions. A little bit of Dilla Monkey. A little bit of
Dilla Monkey.
Yeah. Because this video cracked me up. A Gaytheist posted a
Gaytheist,
an AI that's going to help us understand the magical mystery tour of evolution. Load up for the mystery tour. Load up. The magical mystery tour is coming to make you gay. Coming to make you gay. Make you gay. Yes, you heard me correctly. We can all become Parker and Danny's, or whatever that dude's name was from Pierce Morgan. We can all become Gaytheists. You just got to learn the Marvel fan fiction mysteries of the MCU magical transformations. So let's learn how it works. Let's check this out. All right, I didn't know it had music, so let me turn the music down. Hold on. All right, let's start this over because it's got stupid ass copyright music. Now let's identify all these cool creatures, dude. Collect them all. Evolutionary Pokemons, bro. Watch this. So we got
let's
a little
fix
slug
this.
here. Did you know that
Chat.
ducks come from slugs? Duh. It's science, bro. You put a little more science in that tank and you'd understand. Okay, so we get
Let's make it a little bigger.
slugs turn into snails. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, science. That turns into
I get that. Science.
something that looks like a tick crossed with a gay tick, basically. He's got some sass. A gay tick that turns into some kind of a mollusk of some sort. This is science, by the way, clearly. Okay, and then that turns into a ladybug, a big underwater ladybug with goggles, with steampunk goggles. You'll see the steampunk goggles right there. That turns into a fish, clearly. That turns into Tiktaalik. Our old friend Tiktaalik. Y'all don't know who Tiktaalik. Tiktaalik is so famous that he became a meme. We used to make fun of Tiktaalik 10 years ago on the Afternoon Commute podcast, Hoaxbusters Call. He's this little cute doodad here. Look at him.
Let's resize.
That's why he made it onto the cover. So that clearly existed. That thing.
250.
Don't worry about the ergonomics of how it actually fed and run around and worked. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about whether or not that thing could actually do anything. It's real. Because watch the science. Okay, so here's Tiktaalik right here. But this is like when he got legs. He was sitting around in that muck. And then he was like, man, I wish I could get over on the land. And he pooped out some legs, dude. And then he was like, yeah, now I'm a gator, dude. I'm a gator. And by the way, when he became a gator, he can immediately feed on all the Tiktaaliks that didn't have legs. So remember, this is 380 million. There's hundreds of millions of years of these chimeras. But there's no fossils of a chimera. Isn't that interesting? There's no actual fossils of... We should actually be like covered up. Like walking around, swimming through fossils and bones of all of these monsters. But there aren't any monster chimera bones anywhere. Like then he turns into another alligator. So he went from gator to gator. That was an alligator. He's a gator. Okay, now he's still in the
That one needs to be 629.
dude. Come on. We know you can walk. There we go. Get up on the land. Now he's becoming a dinosaur. Now he's becoming a velociraptor. Now he's becoming... We're going to have Chris Pratt riding him with Scarlett Johansson in a minute. They're literally like 2 million years away from Chris Pratt riding it. Come on, turn into a gator. Turn into a dinosaur. Yes, he's a full T-Rex. Now, I like how he went to full T-Rex. Where's the duck, by the way? I thought we were getting to ducks. So that we're at Velociraptor, literal Jurassic World bull crap. Hold on, though. We're about to get to T-Rex. No, he went small again. Hold up, dude. Hold up. He was a giant ass water Rex, and then he shrunk back down to a gecko like we got in my backyard. Now he's growing back. No, he turned into a bird, dude. What?
Those aren't geckos. They're
I'm
animals.
starting to think that ancient animal creatures had magical powers. They had like Harry Potter powers.
He's calling geckos animals. He's calling animals geckos.
This is the Harry Potter world, bro. This is Hogwarts evolutionary biology. We got to have who's the next professor at Hogwarts? Richard Dawkins.
Why, yes, I did put my pee-pee in the poo-poo of Dumbledore. Why, yes, there's nothing wrong with it.
What the fuck? There's nothing wrong with it. All right, so I got the chat, Kick Chat, and the Rumble Studio chat all in one. How do you like that? Let's see. I'm going to see how it looks full screen. Oh, we got a little streamception. Oy vey. Not bad though. It's clear there's a line between the two chats, so they're separated. But damn, that actually doesn't look half bad. Good clear fonts. Anyways, get that off the screen. Get it off the screen. Where's there we go.
Because there's no God, you see.
Okay, so now we went from T-Rex to finch. I don't know anything about birds. I'm just going to call this a finch. T-Rex to finch to goose to duck. Oh, that's how it happened.
The
Clearly.
goose to
And
duck.
then he walked. I like how the duck swam, but then grew legs. So there was a legless duck for a while. Wait a minute, how did he paddle if he didn't have legs? Ooh.
Oh shit.
Oh, maybe he used his Dumbledore or his Harry Potter power, his Hogwarts powers. What's the Hogwarts spell for turning into something? Some of y'all nerds in the chat will know. Darwining. Exactly. We straight up Darwining. Matt Duck a monkey. You quacked
shit.
up in this tree. Matt Duck a monkey. Okay. In honor of Matt Dilla Monkey, I will play the song because you all want it. And it really fits the Matt Dillon Monkey. No, Matt Dillon Monkey. No, that doesn't sound right. Only because it fits Matt Dillon Monkey.
Matt Dillon Monkey, you climbed up in that tree.
Matt Duck and Monkey, you quacked up in that tree.
What you doing up there?
What the fuck?
Why you scared? Why you running from every debate? You ran from Andrew and from me. Tell monkey, you like they female monkeys with their bananas between their trees.
What?
Y'all feel that?
Y'all feel that?
We're making it out of the trees with this one.
It's the official song for Evolution.
Okay. All right, that's
They come down out of the trees for this one. What the fuck?
enough of that. I had to do it. We got to make a Tick-Tolic song. Tick-Tolic, I want to tick-touch you. Tick-Tolic, I want to tick-tolic you. Tick-Tolic. Maybe if you lick a Tick-Tolic, do you get a trip like a frog? If you lick a frog, you get an acid trip. If you lick a Tick-Tolic, you get a evolutionary descent back into your genetic memories. Speaking of which,
Oh shit.
while we're on this subject of Marvel Universe Hogwarts fan fiction, remember that movie Lucy? Lucy cracks me up because it's such a stupid movie, but it's actually worth watching because of the nonsense of what people believe, right? You understand that when you buy into this story, you're actually believing the type of thing that you see in the Lucy movie. It's so stupid, but it's science, dude. Just tack science on it. Put a little science in that tank. Put a little pee-pee in the poo-poo is science,
Oh.
and it's true. And in fact, I even included Lucy in my book, my third book, because of the evolutionary nonsense, I included 4 evolutionary transcendence type movies. Yeah, here we go. Right. So in part 3, there's a whole chapter on this, but I also included the Planet of the Apes, Monkeys, and the reboot. And I'll tell you why in a minute, because you're like, well, those are stupid. No, actually, there's some pretty interesting symbolism, particularly in the old and the new Planet of the Apes movies, because they're all, everybody watches those. Oh, those are just stupid sci-fi movies. Oh, really? But you actually believe stupid sci-fi things. So why is that stupid when you literally believe like the exact same level of stuff? So Grimes was popping off on Twitter today. All right. And I like Grimes's music. I like Grimes. I'm going to play it. I'm going to be the hipster right now. Be like, dude, I was listening to Grimes when like her top video had like 40,000 views. That's true though. I really was. This is pre-Elon era Grimes. So she was going off about how she liked the movie Arrival. And I was talking about how it's globalist propaganda. And then Grimes mentioned that she liked, or no, somebody in the comments was like, oh, Grimes, oh, I love you. Oh, you gotta watch Transcendence with Johnny Depp. It's so deep, it freaking blew my mind. Dude, Transcendence is the stupidest transhumanist movie of all time. And all of these movies have a very similar theme. What's the common theme between Transcendence, Lucy, Planet of the Gapes? Oh, it's the evolutionary
devil in
Harry
the Bible,
Potter,
right? That wouldn't-
Hogwarts,
that would,
Marvel
So it
Cinematic
all really
Universe
starts making
mythology.
sense. Why is he called Mr. Beast?
So if you
Huh.
don't know,
That's funny.
in this
the Bible,
movie,
Mark of the Beast means the devil. Oh, that's funny. Why
a
is he
hot
called Mr.
chick
Devil?
gets kidnapped
Interesting.
by the Triads or the Yakuza. Okay, yeah, right. This chick's definitely hanging out with the Triads. Yeah, she's definitely a like street level addict chick, right? Sure. And she gets co-opted into being what they think is a drug runner. So they're gonna cut open her belly and stick a pack of drugs in there. Well, it turns out the drug is this nootropic, this like super advanced, it's like super meth. Okay, so basically Scarlett Johansson gets infected with a gigantic pouch of super meth because when they put it inside of her, she gets beat up and it unlocks her evolutionary potential. Well, enter Morgan Freeman,
Holy
who is
shit.
over here giving Dawkins style lectures at some stupid ass college, right?
Imagine if we could access 100%, interesting things begin to happen.
We only use our brain in 3%, right? So we're only using a few percentages of our brain capacities. And because that proves evolution, because everything proves evolution. Did you know, by the way, that literally everything proves evolutionary theory? Literally everything.
Literally.
Junk DNA proves it, because remember Richard Dawkins, since we're on the theme of ducks evolving from Tiktaalik, Richard Dawkins years ago said that junk DNA proves evolution because we evolved and we have all these holdover components, all this bloatware on our body that's not necessary. Oh, but wait a minute.
Bloatware.
It turns out when we figured out that actually there is a usage for some of the body parts that we thought had no function, Richard Dawkins flips the script and says, well, of course, there are no junk DNAs and everything is useful, and that proves evolution. So basically, everything functions to prove evolution, even when evolution is disproven, because it's an unfalsifiable system. There's 3 unfalsifiable systems out there. Did you know that? Classical Marxism, because if you ever critique Marxism, you would only critique it because you're part of the bourgeoisie. So by default, by necessity, your argument is disqualified. papism, because every argument against the papacy is disproven because the papacy refutes any argument against it because the papacy is the final authority. And third, evolutionary mythology. They all are unfalsifiable. But here's the problem with unfalsifiable systems. They're actually extremely weak, because a system that's actually strong doesn't have to constantly concoct bullcrap to prop up the system because it's so weak. Anyways, so it turns out when Scarlett Johansson gets the meth released, the super meth, into her bloodstream, she turns into the ultimate Slay Queen. Not just the ultimate Slay Queen, she actually transcends time and space, unites with the nanotech black goo. Yes, there's nanotech black goo all in this movie. She becomes one with the nanotech black goo. She gets revenge on Ryan Rivera over here from the Sam Hyde Show.
Is the nanotech black goo the archetype for the vaccines?
Goes and kills all the Yakuza triads. And yes, I know there's a difference. I'm being silly, dummies. And she turns full. Look, she gets the spice. She goes full Aryan spice mode with blue eyes. She can then
Perfectly symmetrical blue eyes. Did you notice the pupils were exact mirror images?
to her bloodstream. She turns into the ultimate Slay Queen. Not just the ultimate Slay Queen, she actually transcends time and space, unites with the nanotech black goo. Yes, there's nanotech black goo all in this movie. She becomes one with the nanotech black goo. She gets revenge on Ryan Rivera over here from the Sam Hyde Show. Goes and kills all the Yakuza triads. And yes, I know there's a difference. I'm being silly, dummies. And she turns full. Look, she gets the spice. She goes full Aryan.
See how they're symmetrical?
Spice mode with blue eyes. She can then transmutate into anything, because just like the video that we watched, transhumanism, GENDREISM, is the same thing as evolutionary mutation. They're all the same
If you can't say the G word or something.
worldview. So why wouldn't she be able to, once she harnesses all the genetic memory powers all the way back to Lucy? Lucy is, by the way, the first monkey that, I don't know, realized it was gay or whatever. So it was awake when it was learned that it was gay. And she goes back in time because she's got God powers now. She's a goddess, dude. She goes back in time and she looks in the eyes of the first gay monkey, Lucy. And guess what its name was? Lucy. I told you. You're too dumb to even get it, because even when I told you, you didn't even get it because you're unevolved. Lucy, dude. Your mom just got blowed. Lucy. Lucifer. Lucifer is actually the gay enlightening monkey. Follow with me here. Matt Dilla Monkey also likes monkeys with peepees that are women. Follow with me here. Transcendence, transhumanism, transvestitism, transvestigial organisms, transvestigial orgasms. Okay, I'm getting ridiculous. I couldn't resist. There's too much nonsense and all this bullcrap, dude. Anyway, so yes,
Oh
when
my
you
God.
get the meth, the super meth inside your bloodstream, and you become the goddess, you can pretty much just like Neuralink anything, dude. Whoa.
Whoa, loud.
She has power over time and space and matter. And then she goes back in time to stare into the eyes of the first gay monkey, Lucy. Your mind just got blown. That's the evolutionary world. That's what all you dummies believe. Because it's science. Because of reason and science and rationality. Now, in transcendence, which is just as stupid.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, Grimes, but y'all believe a bunch of nonsense. John Depp. Okay, he's over here with
Yeah, Grimes was on, what was it? Lex Friedman? Let's see if I can find this shit. So then Lex Friedman, like, yeah, like this laptop, this can be part of us one day. We can be a whole new creature. Grimes on Lex Friedman, transhumanism. The future of humanity. Grimes explains love to Lex Friedman. Grimes discusses creativity. The Homo Techno. Homo Techno. How about, what does Grok say? Define Homo Techno. Homo Techno, sometimes stylized as Homo Techno, that's how I wrote it, is a conceptual term describing the next, let's see here. I got my tabs all mixed up here. Describing the next evolutionary stage of humanity, where technological integration fundamentally reshapes human biology, cognition, and identity beyond natural evolution. Beyond natural evolution. It portrays humans as increasingly cyborg-like, with technology directly influencing our bodies, brains, and behaviors, transforming Homo sapiens into Homo Techno. Like groovy, dude. Key aspects: indirect evolutionary changes, everyday tech use, like smartphones, drives physical adaptations over generations, such as stronger thumbs, more flexible hand joints, or even smaller brains. Direct technological interventions includes genetic editing, pre-implantation diagnosis, brain implants for enhanced perception, artificial organs, and the cultural and philosophical implications. It highlights the blurring line between humans and machine, raising questions about identity, ethics, and what it means to be human in a tech-saturated world. The term has been popularized in discussions by figures like musician Grimes and physicist Alan Lightman, often in contexts like podcasts, documentaries, and social media, exploring AI's role in human evolution. This concept is still emerging and speculative, often critiqued as overly dramatic or a stupid term in online debates. It is pretty stupid. But it describes like a certain belief that humans can go down this path, I guess. But evolving to have stronger thumbs because of texting? No, that doesn't happen. No, no. That's ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. You're not going to evolve to have stronger thumbs. And, like, call it evolution and, like, pretend it's a whole new species. Oh, that's like they tried doing with the iguanas on the Galapagos Islands. It's like you observe a tropism and then generations of a tropism creates monsters, basically. Like moss eating monsters. Because it's the only thing that would grow green, and that's what iguanas eat. So it wasn't evolution. If you put those same iguanas on the mainland where the unevolved iguanas lived, they wouldn't take over. They wouldn't take over. I don't believe they would. I believe that gene pool would recede and get saturated out. This is not like evolution. Evolution would assume that a whole new species developed. It didn't, because it can mate with the other ones. And the babies would be more of the mainland version. Or the offspring would be sterile. That would be nature's way of taking care of it. Like if they are like two separate genetic things, um, like nature has a way of dealing with a certain evolution from happening. Like with horses and donkeys, if they mate and have offspring, that offspring is sterile. Same with what would probably happen if you put the Galapagos iguanas into a mainland population. They might be able to mate and have offspring, but that offspring would be sterile. Guaranteed.
Paul Bettany, and he's like Ray Kurzweil or something. It's been a
Yo, what up, T Soul?
while since I watched this. Right, so he's like Ray Kurzweil, and he's like a tech dork. I don't know what he is, and he's lost his wife Rebecca Hall, and so he's gonna put all the information and the data into the big supercomputer, and he's gonna bring her back, right? But then, oh no, wait, never mind. He didn't lose her. I forget what I don't remember the plot, but basically, he harnesses a bunch of like solar panels and creates a supercomputer out in the desert, and he uploads his consciousness to the cloud, dude. Oh shit, bro, my mind got blown. Imagine if John Dutt uploaded his consciousness to the cloud. The cloud would be like 80 proof if he did that. But I don't know. That's the best I can come up with. Yo, the cloud is drunk right now because John Depp just got uploaded. The cloud is stoned off its rockers because John Depp just got uploaded to the cloud. Anyway, this is the stupid shit that people believe. This is what everyone believes is science. This is like the normie religion is all this crap right here. Anyways.
Oh shit. That dude is funny as shit, man. Did you turn your viewer rewards on in your Twitch? I gotta check. See if I have any T sold rewards. I had your stream on before, but I turned it off to listen to some Jay Dyer. Home. Twitch. Oh yeah, here we go. Back to Twitch. Oh no, wait a second. I got it loaded up in here, don't I? T sold. Oh, you got one viewer. Hell yeah. Now you got two viewers. Ah, there it is. Slight lag due to stormy weather. It's alright. We got vocals. I don't see any points. I don't think you have points. I don't see him. Good point, dude. We'll have a look and look for. Do you want me to show you where it is? Hang on, I'll show you. Drops and rewards, I think. So I actually have to work on this because I need to make it match the website. TheDarkClam.com. Social media badge. That's not it. Uh, Settings. Is this where you see my password? No. Drops and rewards. I don't know. I gotta find it though. Drop some rewards. It should be. No. Stream channel. I gotta find where this is. Because I gotta make some rewards system that matches on the website. You know what I mean? What? Oh boy, what's going on here? What did I do? I did something. Oh, okay. Creator dashboard. I think it's in the creator dashboard. No. Where the hell was it? Viewer rewards. I found it. Okay, so it's in dashboard.twitch.tv/u/your channel name/home. Then you go down to viewer rewards. And you go to power ups and channel points. So then the URL changes to, yeah. Then you just switch enable channel points right here. Yo, Area 52, what up, brother? I'm explaining the Twitch rewards points. Are you on Twitch, Area 52? I should follow you on Twitch if you're on there. So anyways, you enable it right there. And I've customized mine. You can customize yours too with your own channel logo, with your own points logo. I made mine Dark Clam, which is the abandoned crypto site that Andu made. So I wonder, can you make a .com? Oh, you can make it .com. Holy shit. Awesome. Alright, so points. Oh, you don't do Twitch? The crypto guy got a sentence. I don't know. I don't watch Twitch. I just stream on there. Although I do listen to Do Kwon 15 years. Yeah, I don't know. I just listened to T-Sold. He's in the chat. This is his music in the background. He does the the vaporware. But anyways, this is the Twitch back end. And you can make custom channel points, reward points. And I made mine called darkclam.com, which is the name of my website here. Let's see. Shrink. And it's basically a funnel to the Twitch stream. So that's what it is. And it's set up like a mock crypto website. You know what I'm saying? It's not a real crypto. It's just a Twitch rewards. New Ozempic alternative diabetes pill burns fat without muscle loss. Study suggests. Oh, I'm sure they have all kinds of alternatives to it. It's a giant market. Didn't Trump just make it so it's like an open thing or something? By El Hakinator, yes. It's a mock crypto. It's modeled after an abandoned crypto project. I wonder what happened to Yola Ray's picture. Shit. I gotta fix that. So that's the website. But it's basically a funnel to the Twitch stream. That's what it's meant to be. Because it's the point system. You know? It's just a fun website I made. Everything scrolls all nice. I just have to update the points stuff to match Twitch. You know what I mean? So I've been working on that. Behind the scenes. Alright, so here's the reward points. And here's the rewards page. Open rewards. Rewards are limited time offers from top. What? Thursday, January 1st. I don't know what that is. Drops. I don't know what drops is. That looks complicated. I've enabled it though. Maybe a rainy Saturday morning thing. New artist. Oh. Follower emotes. Follower emotes are a new free tier of emotes to let you grow your community by giving viewers more ways to join the conversation. Upload up to 5 new emotes or pre-existing emotes that viewers will get access to for free whenever they follow your channel. Get started by uploading emotes today. Huh. Looks like fun. Wow. Scanning. Still says Dark Clam instead of darkclam.com. Maybe I should change it back to Dark Clam. You know what I mean? Darkclan.com. It's too much. Say. Yeah. So, that's your channel points. And emotes, what is emotes all about? Oh, yeah. Subscriber emotes. I can load up to 5 standard emotes. For 5 free tier emotes. Oh, okay, that was just the name of the emote. Dark Clan, okay. I got you. Then tier 2 has 1 open slot. You get 2 bonus animated slots. And you get 1 open tier 3 standard emote slot. Well, BT, what? Oh, it couldn't fit the whole thing? Son of a bitch. The emote prefix goes in front of your emote names. Should have just put Raul, right? Yeah, edit the prefix? What kind of shit is that? Standard emotes, height. Upload your custom animated emotes above. Default emotes. Okay, alright. Upload up to 45 standard and 25 animated. Wowee. I might have to work on that. Alright. Area 52, I want to know what you had to eat. I'm gonna go eat too, actually. And I'll come back on. And I'll come to your stream if you're on. So just drop me, whenever you go live, drop your link. That's all. If you wouldn't mind. So I can at least have you playing in the background while I listen to you silly guys play soccer as Jeeps and shit. Few things to do than be on stream. Alright, cool, man. Let me know when you go live, if I'm live. I'm gonna go eat too. Peace out. And on that note,
a complex situation, but we are united and determined to overcome these. We are facing a complex situation, but we are united and determined to overcome these challenges together. And let me tell you,